वर्णानामर्थसङ्घानां रसानां छन्दसामपि मङ्गलानां च कर्तारौ वन्दे वाणी विनायकौ भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्थमीश्वरम् वन्दे बोधमयं नित्यं गुरुं शङ्कररूपिणं यमाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चन्द्रः सर्वत्र वन्द्यते सीतारामगुणग्राम पुण्यारण्यविहारिणौ वन्दे विशुद्धविज्ञानौ कवीश्वर कपीश्वरौ यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम् श्रीगुरुचरणसरोजरज निजमनुमुकुरसुधारि बरनौ रघुबर बिमलजसु जोदायकुफलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संहारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए कीन्ही बहुत बढ़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मिली मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचर जनाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते रे तुम रखवारे हो तन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, गत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटै सब पीरा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंधि महासुख होई। हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम। 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 जय सिया राम। जय सिया राम जय 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 जय हनुमान। जय हनुमान जय जय हनुमान। संकटमोचन कृपानिधान। जय सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Hari Om everyone, wishing you all a very happy Navaratri. With Divine Mother's grace, Puja Gurudev's blessings, we will reflect on this text, Hanuman Chalisa. In Ramayana, there are different characters. But one character is very, very dear to almost everybody. Can you tell me who it is? Hanuman Ji. You know, in the commentary on Hanuman Chalisa, Puja Guruji, on Hanuman Chalisa, Puja Guruji has written a commentary. There he says, every character, somebody found something or the other, some fault. Hanuman Ji is one person in whom nobody found any faults. Blemishless personality is Hanuman Ji. That is his glory, that is his beauty. You ask children, who is your favorite god? Most of them will say Hanuman Ji. Hanuman Ji or Krishna. Those who like mischief will say Krishna, and those who like strength will say Hanuman Ji. That is his glory. And he is ideal in several ways. You want to find an ideal student, look at Hanuman Ji. Ideal devotee, look at Hanuman Ji. Ideal sevaka, Hanuman Ji. So that is the greatness of our Hanuman Ji. Now in entire Ramcharitmanas, there are different kanda, different chapters are there. Which chapter is most popular? Sundarkand. See the beauty, huh? Goswami Ji has modified the names of many kanda, but Sundarkand, he kept it as Sundarkand. From Valmiki Ramayana, he took it just like that. That is why many people, even if they cannot chant Ramcharitmanas end to end, every week, they will chant Sundarkand every week. Have you ever wondered why Sundarkand is so popular? There are few reasons. Mahatmas have reflected. In Sundarkand, Hanuman Ji is searching for somebody. And that is our Sita Ji. Now, who is Sita Ji? Bhagavan Shankaracharya Ji explains in Atma Bodha. Tirtva moharnavam hatva ragadveshadi sankulan yogi shanti samayuktah atma ramo virajate. Who is Sita Ji? Shanti, peace. So Hanuman Ji was searching Sita Ji. Hanuman Ji was searching for Sita Ji, who symbolizes peace. So whoever chants Sundarkanda will also get the same Shanti. We all want peace in our life, we want happiness. The way to get it is seek Hanuman Ji's blessings. That is one reason why people chant Sundarkanda. To get peace of mind, who is represented by Sita Ji. Second reason is very interesting. In Sundarkand, it is said, several people were looking for different things, and everybody found what they were looking for. And who fulfilled their wish? Hanuman Ji. For example, Sita Ji was looking for news of Bhagavan Rama. She got to hear what she wanted. Vibhishan Ji was looking for some altar to surrender. He got what he wanted. And Bhagavan Rama was looking for Sita Ji. Because Ichha Purti happens in Sundarkand, they say that Kanda is so powerful, it will do Ichha Purti of the one who is chanting it. That's why Hanuman Ji's one name is also Ichha Puran Hanuman. One who fulfills good ichhas, noble values, noble ichhas. So that is the beauty of Sundarkand. Different people got what they were looking for. So the one who chants also gets what he or she is seeking. Now you might say, I thought this discourse series was on Hanuman Chalisa. How come we started discussing about Hanuman Ji and Sundarkand? See the beauty. Whatever is the Phalashruti of chanting Sundarkand, same Phalashruti is of chanting Hanuman Chalisa. सब सुखल है तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना. Shanti. सब सुखल है तुम्हारी शरणा. Hanuman Ji, if I am under your shelter, every situation looks manageable. और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे. Manoratha. Anybody comes with any kind of desire, Hanuman Ji fulfills it and also blesses them with long life. Last Phalashruti of chanting Hanuman Chalisa, in the last it is given, Jo yah pade Hanuman Chalisa, hoya siddhi sakhi gaurisa. Whoever chants Hanuman Chalisa, whatever is his request, whatever he is seeking, he or she, Hanuman Ji does siddhi of that ichha. Hoya siddhi. And who is the witness of this? Sakhi Gaurisa, Lord Shiva. He is saying, I have seen this to be true. So that is the power of this Hanuman Chalisa. If you cannot chant Ramcharitmanas, chant Sundarkand. If you cannot chant Sundarkand, what should we chant? Hanuman Chalisa. See, Ramcharitmanas, many people do Akhand Path. Some people chant every day, little by little. Some people, Sundarkand once a week. But Hanuman Chalisa, no excuse. Every single day. Look at Goswamiji's compassion upon us. Now somebody might say, what did you say are the two benefits of Sundarkand? First one is Shanti, peace of mind. Second one is Ichha Purti. Shouldn't we become desireless? Why do we have desires and then we say, I want to do Purti of that desire? See, this point also we should think. You know, there are different types of devotees. Bhagavan mentions 4 types of devotees in Bhagavad Gita. But don't think they are 4 different people. We ourselves go through 4 different states and we take on different titles. First type of devotee is Sakama Bhakta. Sakama Bhakta. कामना के साथ जो भक्त है उसको बोलते हैं Sakama. So Sakama Bhakta are of 2 types, Artha or Artharthi. Artha Bhakta means he is in some problem, some difficult situation is there, he wants to come out of it, some health related, family related, something is there. Artharthi, everything is fine in his life, but he is asking something, he has some wish. So both are called Sakama Bhakta. Now, Sakama Bhakta, what we have to make sure is our desires are noble. Desires are there, but they should be noble desires. Then, after Sakama comes Nishkama Bhakta. Nishkama Bhakta, roughly translated in Bhagavad Gita, is Jijnasu Bhakta. He is not seeking worldly things, but he is seeking qualifications, he is seeking values, so that he can seek the self. Nishkama Bhakta. Then the fourth type of Bhakta is Jnani. Jnani means the one who has attained Brahman, realized Brahman, is the fourth category of Bhakta. So from where do we go? Where do we start? Sakama, slowly become Nishkama, then seek Brahma. Remember, we cannot jump from Sakama to Brahma. Sakama to Brahma means if there is something which is bothering in our life, I cannot just ignore it and somehow or the other feel I will attain the highest. So through devotion, we have to gradually prepare our mind. So much so that we have conviction that my Bhagavan is here to take care of me. I don't need to overly get concerned. With that faith, the person moves forward. So Sakama Bhakta is also a great Bhakta. Why? What is his greatness? He doesn't fulfill his desires on his own. He writes letters to God. He says, Bhagavan, this desire I have made sure it is noble. In fact, his prayer is, if ignoble desires come, please reject them. Because my mind I can't trust. And also we have to start from where we are. If you go to our Lodhi garden here, the map is there. What is the most important thing on the map? Where are you? You are here. If you know the exit, you know the best spots, but you don't know where you are, that map is of no use. Similarly, sadhana has to start from where we are. If there is kamana, gracefully transcend the kamana. One Mahatma Ji would give an example. For children, when they start learning Varnamala, how do they start? A say anar, and then ka say kabutar. Ka say kabutar. Now that child has to start from there only. Ka say kya? Ka say kabutar. But we know ka doesn't mean only kabutar. There are so many things with ka, but for the child, ka say kabutar is right. When he goes to learn, let us say, literature, साहित्य जब पढ़ने जाते हैं, then he understands, oh, ka also means water. You know how? In our Ramastuti we chant, Nava kanja lochana kanja mukha kara kanja pada kanjaruna. What is the meaning of kanja? Lotus. Ja means to be born, jayate. That which is born from kam. That which is born from water. So what is born from water? Lotus. So kam refers to water. Kanja becomes lotus. Then he wonders, oh my God, ka also means water. He started from where? Ka se kabutar. Now he has come to ka means water. Then he goes to some satsang, studies darshana. And in darshan shastra they tell him, ka also means sukham. Ka also means bliss, ananda. That is how the word kapi comes. Kam sukham pibati is kapi. The one who drinks the nectarian bliss is kapi. The point is, the journey has to be gradual. If the child is in nursery and in his exam teacher asks, "Ka se kya?" and he writes, "Ka se sukham," he will not get the marks. He has to write, "Ka se kabutar." So the point is, from sakama karma, one has to graduate to nishkama, selfless actions. From nishkama, Bhagavan will guide that sadhaka to Brahma. So Hanuman Chalisa, one of the greatest blessing is peace of mind, and any ichha, any kamana which is there, it will get gracefully fulfilled. Okay? You know, another word for kamana is manoratha. Aura manoratha jo koi lave. If we don't take Bhagwan's help to fulfill our manoratha, that manoratha will make us sit on a ratha and roam around. Ratha means what? Chariot. This mind's ratha is very turbulent. It will just keep going here and there. But take Bhagwan's help, fulfill manoratha, sadhaka is brought on the path of moksha. So from manoratha he comes to moksha patha. So now before starting any text, it is a tradition we do Mangalacharanam. Are you all familiar with this word, Mangalacharan? It is made up of two words, Mangala and Acharan. Acharan means conduct. Mangala means auspiciousness. So that conduct which brings auspiciousness in our mind and in our work, that is called Mangala Acharana. Mangalacharanam. That conduct which brings auspiciousness outside in the work and inside in the mind, that is called as Mangalacharana. What is an example? Example is Ramcharitmanas itself. You know, once I was doing some Ramcharitmanas satsang somewhere, and the audience there did not know Hindi. They did not know Awadhi. Sanskrit also was not very familiar. After the satsang, one person raised his hand and he said, "I neither know Hindi nor any regional language, nor do I know Awadhi. But why is that this sounds so sweet?" I said, that is the power of Goswamiji's purity. The most auspicious work, which not only gives joy to Goswamiji, the one who composed it, but it also gives joy to us who are reading it. Swanta Sukhaya Tulasi Raghunatha Gata. He wrote for his peace. But we who are reading it also feel that peace. So that is the power of Mangalacharanam. And don't think Mangalacharanam is only for spiritual text. Mangalacharanam is there in all traditional fields. Those of you, if your children are learning dance, how do they start the dance? They don't directly go and perform. First they will bow down. That is Mangalacharanam. In music we have Mangalacharanam. Why that? Even if they are doing karate, first they will bow down a little. Every field has its own Mangalacharanam. Puja Guruji recently did one talk. उसमें उन्होंने बताया, what is the spelling of heart? H-E-A-R-T. What is the spelling of art? A-R-T. H-E-A-R-T or A-R-T. He said, When he is in the heart, art becomes divine. When he is in the heart, art becomes divine. Because who is living in the heart of the artist is also important. Okay, so that is the beauty of doing Mangalacharan. If you want a simple English statement, what are we trying to do here in Mangalacharanam? Goswamiji tells us, erase the ego. Erase the ego and allow Bhagavan to work through you. Simple meaning is this. What is Mangalacharanam? The art of erasing the ego such that Bhagavan can express through us. Now you see the Mangalacharanam of Hanuman Chalisa. We all can chant together, right? Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nija Manu Mukura Sudhari Baranau Raghubara Bimala Jasu Jodaya Kuphalachari Buddhihina Tanu Janike Sumirau Pavana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Muhi Harahu Kale Sabikar Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai Pavan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai Bolo Bhai Sab Santan Ki Jai Shri Satgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. The Satgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, Guruji would insist. उसको भी जोड़ना चाहिए आपको. उसी में ट्यून में आता है तो साथ में आ जाता है वो. Our style of studying is going to be every word we will try to understand. Okay, some words I will go quicker, some words I will go slower. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja. I take the dust of the feet of my Guru. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja. Goswamiji, what do you do with it? Nija Manu Mukura Sudhari. The mirror of my mind constantly keeps getting dirty. I am going to cleanse that mirror of my mind with the dust of the feet of my teacher. This example we are very familiar with. Moment you open the window, your table, nice layer of dust comes and sits. Our sense organs are also like windows. Indriya dwara jharokhanana. The moment you open the eyes, ears, from morning till evening, different impressions of this world gather on our mind. Whether we like it or not, it just comes. So Goswamiji says, with this impure mind, I cannot compose Hanuman Chalisa. So I have to take the dust of the feet of my teacher, make a paste out of it, and cleanse the mirror of my mind. Dust in general, if you put it in your eyes or somewhere, it blinds us. But dust of the feet of the teacher opens our eyes. Jathasu anjana anjana anjidruga sadhaka siddha sujana kautuka dekata sailabana bhutala bhuri nidana. He says it is like a collyrium. You put it on your eyes and you study whatever you are studying. Collyrium you all understand? Kajal. वो काजल लगाने से जो ग्रंथ है उसकी गहराइयाँ प्राप्त होती है. Person is able to see the subtleties of the text. So here he says, I am cleansing the mind with the dust of the feet. Baranau Raghubara Bimala Jasu. Having cleansed the mind, what do? I am going to sing the glories of Raghubara. But Goswamiji, I thought you are composing Hanuman Chalisa. Why are you singing Yasha of Raghubara? Raghubara means who? Bhagavan Rama. He says Hanuman Ji likes it only if I sing glory of Bhagavan Rama. So you will notice in Hanuman Chalisa, after every 2 or 3 lines, Bhagavan Rama comes. Otherwise, Hanuman Ji says, if you are only going to sing about me, I am not interested. You want to try? You want to see how it comes? See this, huh? Bhima Rupa, let us chant. Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज संहारे, लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए, रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बढ़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई. Did you see? One line about Hanumanji's glory, next line about Rama's glory. That is why Goswamiji says, Raghubara, Baranau Raghubara Bimala Jasu, Jo Dayaku Phalachari. One who gives 4 main results of life, 4 Purusharthas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Now let us reflect a little deeper on this verse. First word here is Guru. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja. I take the dust of the feet of my Guru. Who is the Guru? Guru is the one who removes ignorance from our life. That is why when we chant Gurudev's, the Mangalacharan shloka, Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Who is Guru? The one who brought knowledge in our life is our Guru. But what is the role of a Guru? Role of a Guru. First thing Guru is interested is in beautifying the student's mind. Guru is the sculptor of the heart of the student. What is not needed, he will chip off, and what is beautiful, he will keep. Really speaking, spiritual Guru is least interested in outer accomplishment of the student. He is more interested in his inner personality. You know, there was one wedding procession going. The daughter was being sent away. So naturally parents were in tears, they were emotional. The photographer who was there, he had a standard line, Zara muskuraiye. So he came there, everybody is in tears, and he said, Zara muskuraiye. That father said, you know, we are so sad right now, and you are saying muskuraiye. He said, don't worry, camera has no interest in what is in your mind. It will only see you from outside. So on Mahatma Ji, he would say, worldly praise is like that. It has nothing to do with how is our mind. Then what is a Guru like? He says, Guru is like an X-ray machine. Nothing to do with what is outside. Only interested in what is within. So that is the first thing of the Guru, where Guru works on beautifying. He does anugraha and also nigraha. Anugraha means he can bless, nigraha means he can discipline also. Both he does, that is the greatness. Second thing a Guru does is, Guru removes worry and fear. from the student's heart. The one who has truly found a guru and listens to the guru. It is not sufficient to only find a guru. What is more important is to tune with their mind and teaching and live life according to their teaching. The litmus test of doing that is they are freed from worry, freed from fear. How does the guru do that? By giving self-knowledge. By giving self-knowledge, the student is freed. And see the greatness of this. That self is already available. It is already our true nature. But our attention is not on it. We have not recognized it clearly. It should become hastamalakavat, like an amla fruit kept on the palm. To take the student until that point is the responsibility of the guru. Beautifying the mind and making the student fearless. The first compliment Ashtavakra Rishi gives to Janak Maharaj is this: Abhayam vai praptose. He says, you don't need graduation certificate. Your graduation certificate is you have become fearless. Because goal is already attained. See, in case of Goswami Tulsidas Ji also, Hanuman Ji made him meet Bhagavan Rama. And the beauty was, Bhagavan was standing right in front of him, but he did not recognize. There is a beautiful prasanga. Goswami Ji is on Chitrakoot Ghat. And it is said he would do the chandan not mixing water from outside, his own tears. Because he was looking for Bhagavan, not finding him. In that pain of separation, he would do the chandan. But Bhagavan comes once, but his glamour and power was such, Bhagavan's. Goswamiji faints. And he doesn't see the Lord. Next day, Bhagavan comes. What does he ask him? मंदाकिनी तट राम घाट पर प्रगटे दशरथ नंदन, बोले मधुर बाणी में धनुधर, बाबा दे दो चंदन, जय राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम. On the banks of Ganga Ji, Goswami Ji is sitting, and Bhagavan Rama comes and asks him, "O Brahmana, please give me some chandan." And Goswami Ji, looking at him, goes in samadhi. Hanuman Ji says, this is not working. He is supposed to see the Lord, and once he became unconscious, second time he goes in samadhi. Then Hanuman Ji from the tree, he reminds him. चित्रकूट के घाट पर भई संतन की भीड़, तुलसीदास चंदन घिसे, तिलक देत रघुबीर, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. See the beauty of the situation. Become Tulsidas Ji for some time. Tulsidas Chitrakoot ke ghat par bhai santan ki bheed. All saints, Mahatmas, they are there on this Chitrakoot ghat. Tulsidas chandan ghise. Tulsidas Ji is doing chandan. Who asked for chandan? Bhagavan Rama. But Tilaka deta Raghubir. Bhagavan is taking that chandan, applying on his head, and applying on Tulsidas Ji's head. So Hanuman Ji tells from the tree, the one who is applying tilak is the Lord whom you are looking for. This is Guru Rupa of Hanuman Ji. What does Guru do? Take Jivatma to Paramatma. What is the insignia of Jiva? Worry and fear. So how did Guru remove that worry and fear? By taking that Jivatma to Paramatma. So that Guru we bow down to, Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja. Now the symbolic meaning of taking the dust of the feet of the teacher, cleansing the mind. Symbolic meaning is being humble in front of our Guru. And with that humility, being willing to learn. And this is true with any teacher. Either it is music teacher, university teacher, or spiritual teacher. Two main qualities, becoming small and being willing to learn. So it's important not to take the literal meaning, that you make the Guru stand on one feet like our kevat. Why is that? I want dust of the feet. Even that is symbolic, because to take dust of the feet you have to bend down. छोटा तो बनना ही पड़ेगा. So that is Charana Raja. Here they say Braj ki Raj is very popular. What is the symbolic meaning? There is no difference between Bhagwan Krishna and the Raja. So taking that Raja, applying on the forehead, is as though feeling Bhagwan is with us. Same thing over here. Shri Guru Charana Saro Raja means constantly we should feel our Guru's watchful eyes are on us. That is the purity of mind. See, generally in front of our teacher we are very careful. क्या बोलना है, क्या नहीं बोलना है, कैसे बैठना है. मान लीजिए वो वृत्ति हमारे साथ हर समय रहे, हर जगह रहे. How it would be? That thought remains with us at all times and at every place. That is the beauty of Charana Raja. What happens if we don't cleanse the mind? If we don't cleanse the mind, the work that we are doing will cause a lot of agitation. There might be jealousy, competition. So many other vices can come. That is the downside of it. Nijamana mukura sudari barana ragubara bimala jasu jo dayaku phalachari. What are the four phalas? They are called as four purusharthas. What is the meaning of purushartha? That which a human being strives to have. That which a human being strives to have. That is called as purushartha. Purushartha here doesn't mean prarabdha purushartha. जो हम बोलते हैं ना destiny and free will. That is not the purushartha here. Purushaihi arthyate. That which a human being strives to have, that is purushartha. What are the things a human being strives? Four things are there. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Although we chant in this order, we say it in this order. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. First, dharma doesn't come. What comes first is kama purushartha. Kama purushartha means human being inherently has certain desires. Either from past birth or from this birth. That desire you can classify as good desire, bad desire. We won't go into that topic. The main point is human beings have desires. Kama purushartha. Now the moment kama is there, we need resources to fulfill that kama. We need wealth. We need so many other things. That is called as Artha Purushartha. And they also say our Kama Purushartha should be governed by Artha Purushartha. On a scale of 1 to 10, if Kama of somebody is at 9 and resources are at 1, there will be a lot of struggle. So Kama has to be balanced with Artha. But the irony is, majority people, life revolves only around two. Kama, Artha. Kama, Artha. Artha is to fulfill Kama, and that Kama increases, because of which he needs more Artha. In that his life goes on. Few people come to the third Purushartha. To govern Kama and Artha, there is Dharma. What is Dharma? Doing our duties with values. So this person says, Artha Purushartha, which I am fulfilling, I want to do it in a righteous way. If it is unrighteous, I don't hesitate in letting go of that Artha. Because in his mind, equation is clear. Good actions bring joy. Wrong actions bring sorrow. In between, you have whatever you want. Even if there is Artha in between, if it is coming because of wrong action, it can never bring joy. So that is the third Purushartha, which is Dharma. So he lives lives per values, and he also thinks about others. That is one sign of a dharmic person. He says, God has blessed me with sufficient things. How can I give it back to others? That is third Purushartha, Dharma. So in such a dharmic person's life, by Bhagavan's blessings, fourth Purushartha rises. And that is Moksha Purushartha. Remember, if a person spends life only with Dharma, only with Kama and Artha, will Moksha Purushartha rise? It is difficult to rise in true sense. Unless a person becomes dharmic, unless his foundation is values and thinking about others, he cannot directly jump to Moksha Purushartha. Now, what is the meaning of Jodayaku Phalachari? See, by Hanuman Ji's blessings, devotee's life will not be stuck only with Artha Kama. That person will graduate to Dharma. And slowly he will understand, my main priority in human birth is moksha. That is the meaning of Jodayaku Phalachari. Kama and Artha, he says, Bhagavan will take care. He has taken care for so many years. Majority of my life, he says, I have seen his grace. Now Bhagavan, I am asking for something higher. What did Goswami Ji say? Dharmate birati, jogate jnana. Dharmic person's life has to culminate in Vairagya. Vairagya means mind doesn't get stuck with mundane things. And Jogate Jnana, with knowledge, he comes to attain liberation. Okay, so this is the Mangalacharanam of the first Mangalacharanam. Shri Guru Charana Sarojaraj. The second verse is also beautiful. Buddhi hina tanu janike. Goswami Ji is telling at the beginning of his work. How am I? He says, I am buddhi hina. Generally, when people write a book, how will they introduce themselves in the beginning? Buddhi mana or buddhi hina? Buddhimana. Goswami Ji introduced himself as, I am Buddhihina. But remember, he is speaking to Bhagavan. In front of Bhagavan, this is the best identity to have. Bhagavan, I am Buddhihina. They say the culmination of knowledge is in such kind of humility. The beauty of knowledge in a person is with such humility. Vidya vinayena shobhate. Knowledge is beautiful only when it comes with humility. What was our definition of Mangalacharanam? Erase the ego and allow Bhagavan to work through you. Goswami Ji is showing us how to do it. Means sadhaka should feel every single task Bhagavan is getting done through me. It could be a simple task of cutting vegetables, cooking food. What is the mind of a sadhaka? How should he pray to God? Bhagavan, you are getting this done through me. In Hindi they have a phrase, right? Haath mera, jash tera. Many people chant this while doing prasad. Haath mera, jash tera. There is a very beautiful benefit of this mindset. Such a person is saved from samsara. One who has erased the ego, samsara cannot catch him. Nobody can insult that person. Somebody said, I didn't like that food. Person says, Bhagavan made it through me. In Ramcharitmanas, Goswami Ji writes long chaupais to ask forgiveness from those people who don't like his work. He says, before you tell me that my work is not great, I am only telling you. I am Buddhihina, this is nothing great. Swami Akhandanand Maharaj, he would say, always think about where you are sitting. Not physically, आपका मन कहाँ बैठा है? And some Mahatmas, they would give some rustic examples. They are not very polished, but it conveys the point. He would say, sitting in Ahamhakar and sitting in our higher nature, God, Brahman, there are two options. Either you sit in the ego or you hold on to God. If we sit in the ego, he would say it is like sitting in a trash can. And he said, don't complain that there is trash coming from top. ऊपर से कूड़ा आ रहा है, इसका आप, you cannot complain. Why? Because I am sitting in the wrong place. He says that is like sitting in this Ahamhakar. The one who has erased the ego, samsara cannot catch him. Nobody can insult him. That is the beauty. Buddhihina tanu janiki. Next word is beautiful. Sumirau Pavana Kumar. Sumirau, in different languages, it is translated in different ways. In Japji Sahib, Smaran is very popular. Simran. Simran. Simra Simra Sukhapava. Arjan Jevdi, he says. In Navadha Bhakti, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoh Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. Smaranam comes there also. So what is Smaranam? Smaranam is not casual remembrance. Smaranam means heartfelt remembrance. So when we remember God from our heart, that is called doing smaranam of the Lord. Sadhana at body level is karma yoga. Sadhana at speech level is japa. Sadhana at mind level is smaranam. But we know our speech and mind go together. Right or no? Okay, tell me, who is the devata of speech? Saraswati Devi. Who is the devata of buddhi? Saraswati Devi. For good knowledge, whom do we worship? Saraswati Devi. So speech and mind are connected. That is why for japa they also say नामस्मरणम. आपने ध्यान दिया है? नाम जप भी बोलते हैं, पर दे ऑल्सो से नामस्मरणम. What is the meaning of नामस्मरणम? Chant Bhagwan's name from the heart. Chanting Bhagwan's name from the heart. Dashavatara Stotram, the first verse is नामस्मरणादन्योपायं नहि पश्यामो भवतरणे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे तव नाम वदामि सदा नृहरे. नामस्मरणात् अन्योपायं नहि पश्यामि. I don't see any other option. Mind is so turbulent, so fickle. This is the only sadhana. So with such a heart, Goswami Ji says, Sumirau Pavana Kumara. Remember Bhagavan. Who is this Pavana Kumara? Pavana means wind. Symbolic meaning of wind is one who is comfortable everywhere. You know, wind can blow in big places. It can even blow in the corner of the room. So the one who is able to go everywhere, that is Pavana. So that Hanuman Ji who represents this, I bow down to. Bala buddhi vidya dehu mohi harahu kalesa vikara. Please give me vidya. Vidya means knowledge. For vidya I need two things, bala and buddhi. I need strength and I need intellect. First line he said, I am buddhihina. And second line he says, so what, I am buddhihina. I know you are going to give it to me. See, that which God gives us, right, is more permanent. Anything that we take for ourselves is karmajanya. Karmajanya, everything is impermanent. So give me this buddhi, give me this bala. You know, there are different types of bala. What is the most difficult bala? To control the mind. Physical bala can be built somehow or the other. But even the most strongest person, his complaint in Bhagavad Gita is Chanchalam hi manah Krishna. Pramati balavadhrudam. Arjuna tells Bhagavan Krishna, this mind is very, very turbulent. So Bhagavan, please give me this strength in the form of controlling the mind and buddhi, intellect. Okay, so this is the Mangalacharanam. What is simple meaning of Mangalacharanam? Erasing the ego, such that Bhagavan functions through us. Now let us see the first and the second Chaupai. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar, Jaya Kapi Sati Huloka Ujagar, Ramaduta Atulita Baladhama, Anjani Putra Pavana Sutanama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Jaya Hanuman. Victory to Hanuman Ji. Jnana Guna Sagara. One who is the ocean of not only knowledge, but guna also, values. Hanuman Ji, it is said, he knew 9 forms of Vyakaranam. The Sanskrit that we study is one drop of one form of Vyakaranam. Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, Prathama. That is Panini Vyakaranam, one form. Introduction part. Hanumanji like that knew 9 forms. Vidyavana. Jaya Hanumana Jnana. But Gunasagara has humility and all other values. Jaya Kapisa, victory to the king of monkeys. Technically speaking, who was the king of monkeys? Sugriva. Sugriva is the king of monkeys. But here Goswamiji says Hanumanji is the king of monkeys. Sugriva ruled outside. Hanumanji ruled everybody's heart. We'll see little more later, but this is simple meaning first. Jaya Kapisa Tihu Loka Ujagara. All 3 worlds, your glory shines forth. Rama Duta Atulita Baladama. You are the messenger of Bhagavan Rama and you have immense strength. Atulita Baladhama. Anjani Putra, you are the son of Anjana Mata, and Pavana Sutta Nama, you are also called as Pavana Sutta. This is the simple meaning. Now focus on the word Hanuman. What is the meaning of Hanuman? Hanu means chin. Mana means broken. So we know that story, right? Hanumanji jumped to eat the sun. And Lord Indra, out of fear, he threw his thunderbolt on the little boy Hanumanji because he thought it was an apple. And he jumped. So that thunderbolt struck his chin. Imagine, thunderbolt of Indra. The only damage it could do to Hanumanji was little bit dent came on the chin. Normal thunderbolt only if it hits somebody, person evaporates. Hanumanji's strength is such, small dent came. That is one meaning. But there is another symbolic meaning. Mana means pride. And Hanu means to destroy. Hanana. Hanumana means one who has done hanana of mana. One who has erased the pride, that is Hanumanji. Such Hanumanji, may victory be to him. Jaya Hanuman. The next phrase, Jnana Guna Sagara, is a very, very important thing in parenting. For us, as spiritual sadhaka also it is important, but especially for parents. Because there are several sources to gain jnana, but very few sources to gain guna. Jnana means knowledge, guna means values. Think of it this way, for a tree to grow, you need sunlight also and you need water also. If you give only sunlight, no water, tree will not grow. Sunlight is knowledge, water is values. Both are needed for the overall development of the child. Think of this statement. Parenting is successful when the child values value. Parenting is successful when the child starts valuing values. Even when nobody is watching, they will do only that which is right. That is the beauty of Jnana Guna Sagara. Hanuman Ji's blessings should be in plenty, that they should not have only Jnanam. We all should not have only Jnanam, we should have Jnana and Guna. In Upanishad there is one famous story of Shvetaketu in Chandogya Upanishad. He goes to his guru's ashram, studies there for 12 years and comes back to his father, who was also a very learned person. And when the father comes, he stands straight, stabdaha, doesn't do pranams, doesn't bow down. He must have told his father, if you have any doubts, you ask. And Uddalaka Rishi, he asks one question to him. Philosophical question. And his answer is, Uddalaka Rishi says, did your teachers teach you about this? Knowing which everything becomes known. Shvetaketu says, I think my teachers didn't know it. My guru, he did not know it. Otherwise I was so good, he would have taught. Then Uddalaka Rishi says, I need to work on him. He says, Beta, you went for 12 years, now you study with me. Then he starts teaching him one by one. So only Jnana, you might get intellectual thrill talking to that person. But Jnana plus Guna, you will get joy talking to that person. Sometimes I feel Guna minus Jnanam is still okay. Think about it. Guna minus Jnanam is still okay. Jnanam minus Guna is not so great. So Hanuman Ji is Jnana Guna Sagara. But you know the secret? Where did Hanuman Ji get all this guna from? There is a saying, right? Values have to be caught. You cannot teach it. They cannot be taught, they have to be caught. So where did Hanuman Ji catch these values? You know, the secret of Hanuman Chalisa is in Sundarkand. First only we discussed, right? They are very closely linked. When Hanuman Ji went to meet Sita Ji, Sita Ji blessed Hanuman Ji in a special way. What did she say? Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram 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 Ajara Amar Guna Nidhi Sut ho Karahu Bahut Raghunayak Cho Karahu Krupa Prabhu Asa Sunikana निर्भर प्रेम मगन हनुमाना श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम अजर अमर गुण निधि सुत हो O son, may you become ajara, immortal, amara, having lot of fortune, and guna nidhi, may you become the abode of all guna. If you ask Hanuman Ji and tell him, Goswami Ji has you are Jaya Jnana Guna Sagara. If you tell Hanuman Ji, you have Jnana and Guna. Goswami Ji has said like this. You know what Hanuman Ji will say? You should congratulate or thank the one who has kept it in me. Who is the one who has kept it in me? Sita Ji. This Chaupai is by Sita Ji. Sita Ji blesses Hanuman Ji in Ashok Vatika. Guna Nidhi Sutta Ho. May you become the abode of all gunas. Same thing applies here also. Huh? Whatever comes to a person through God is long-lasting. Anything which is man-made, it has an expiry date. Now this next word, right, Jaya Kapisa, is also beautiful. You know, Hanuman Ji, if you read Kishkinda Kanda, there are several instances where he demonstrates why he is Kapisa. All Vanaras, they start in search of Sita Ji. In the beginning, they are very enthusiastic. But slowly everybody loses enthusiasm. They are thirsty, they are hungry. Sita Ji is nowhere to be seen. Hanuman Ji until that point was quietly behind. When everybody was lining up to bow down to Bhagavan Rama, he was the last person. Bhagwan gave him ring, all of that happened. While going in the group also he was quiet behind. But when this difficulty came on the group, he goes and climbs on that mountain. And he sees that cave where Swayam Prabha was there. Everybody tells, Angad-ji, you are our captain. Please lead us into the cave. He said, I have stopped entering caves. Biggest calamity came on my family because of this cave. Now you do something. So Hanuman Ji goes inside. Then when he goes to Lanka, he gives standing instructions to all Vanaras. Nobody is going back. You drink some water, eat some fruits, but remain here. We came as a team, we will go back as a team to Bhagavan. Otherwise, if Hanuman Ji had sent everybody and he knew he would get the work done, the whole credit would come to him. So he said, all of you wait, we will go together. You know, these things make an impression on people's mind. So Kapisa is not just a title that Goswami Ji has given. Hanuman Ji's personality was such that he ruled all Vanaras' hearts. You know, sometimes we feel leadership is about wielding authority. A person who can command, who can speak loudly, that person is a good leader. But true leadership is about transforming hearts. Either it be a corporate, or it be our family, wherever we are placed. You might not even have the title of a leader. But if at all a person wants to lead whoever is around, they have to find a way into the heart. That is the blessing of Kapisa. Jaya Kapisa, Tihuloka Ujakara. Today is Tuesday, so let us conclude by chanting Sankat Mochan. Okay? Last time I chanted, many of you knew it already. ए शार्प में करते हैं। बाल समय रवि भक्ष लियो तब तीनहु लोक भयो अंधियारो, ताहि सो त्रास भयो जग को यह संकट काहू सो जात न टारो। देवन आनी करी बिनती तब छाड़ी दियो रवि कष्ट निवारो, को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहार। बाली की त्रास कपि सब से गिर जात, महाप्रभु पंथ निहारो। चौकी महामुनि साप दियो तब चाहिए कौन विचार विचारो। कै द्विज रूप लिवाय महाप्रभु, सो तुम दास के शोक निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कब संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। अंगद के संग लेन गए सिया, कपि सह बैन उचारो। जीवत ना बची हो हम सोजु बिना सुबिलाय इहा पघुदारो। हैरीथ के तट सिंधु सबैत, लाय सिया सुधी प्राण उबारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन। रावण त्रास दई सिय को सब राक्षसी, सो कही शोक निवारो। ताहि समय हनुमान महाप्रभु जाय, महारज निचर मारो। चाहत सिय अशोक सोवागी, सुदय प्रभु मुद्रिका शोक निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट। बान लाग्यो उर लक्ष्मण के तब, प्राण तजे सुत रावण मारो। लय गृह वैद्य सुछेन समेत, तब गिरि द्रोण सुबीर उपारो। आनी सजीवन हाथ दई तब, लक्ष्मण के तुम प्राण उबारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। को नहीं जानत बंधु समेत अभय ही रावण, लय रघुनाथ पताल सिधारो। देवी ही पूजी भली विधि, सो बलि देव सब मिली मंत्र विचारो। जाय महाभयो वो नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। काज किए बड़ देवन के तुम वीर, महाप्रभु देखी विचारो। कौन सो संकट मोर गरीब, सो हो तुम सो नहीं जात है टारो। बेगी हरो हनुमान महाप्रभु, जो कुछ संकट हो यह मारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। लाल देह लालील से, अरुधरि लाल लंगूर। वज्र देह दानव दलन, जय 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 कपिसूर सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हरिओम हरिओम।